All eyes on Omaha, and in 30 minutes, first pitch of one of the most anticipated College World Series matchups in years. Tennessee and Texas A&M and Ben McDonald, a ton of star power.
Big-time star power here. There's Christian Moore. All he did in Game 1 at the College World Series for Tennessee, he hit for the cycle. Only the second guy ever to hit for the cycle at the College World Series. And then the big slugger for Texas A&M. There he is, Jace Laviolette. All 6'6" of him. A little bit of a hamstring issue for him, but he's going to answer the bell. He'll be out in right field. 28 long balls on the year for Laviolette.
We are headed to Omaha at the bottom of the hour, but first we've got a trophy to hand out. Welcome to the Golden Spikes Award Show. There with us in studio, the top individual prize in all of college baseball. And with the man who won the award in 1989, Ben McDonald. Kevin Connors, delighted to be with you. Ben, it's an award that is the most prestigious individual honor in college baseball. What does the award mean to you?
Yeah, it's the Heisman Trophy of college baseball. That's what it is. They only give out one of them a year, obviously, and it just means that, you can't do it without your teammates. It's really a team award in a lot of ways because your team helps you achieve the individual goals to be able to be one of these guys to win this thing. So, yeah, it's a big-time award. It's one they can't ever take away from you. You'll always be the Golden Spikes Award winner.
And we have 3 exceptionally worthy finalists indeed that we will get to know over the course of the next half hour, beginning with perhaps the most dominant season put together by Georgia slugger Charlie Condon, third player in D1 history to lead the nation in homers and hitting in the same season. Condon had a string of 8 consecutive games with a home run. His coach, Wes Johnson, called Condon the best college hitter he's ever seen. Johnson was LSU's pitching coach last season when Dylan Cruz was there. That is a very big statement. Georgia superstar Charlie Condon joins us now. From freshman walk-on Charlie to Golden Spikes Award finalist and the #1 overall prospect in college baseball, how do you best explain your growth as a player?
Yeah, it's been a long journey since the beginning of my freshman year, showing up to campus as a preferred walk-on. It's been a different journey than I think than most people in this position usually see, and I think it's just been really fun. I think the luckiest thing for me is just the people that I've been surrounded with. A lot of this attention is individual, but I think it's important to shine light on what got me here, and it's the University of Georgia and the people that brought me up through high school and really just developed my game into who I am today. All this recognition is great, but it's really just the biggest thing is being surrounded by the right people.
Yeah, Charlie, your season was notable from mid-February to June, but there was an 8-game stretch where you homered in every single game mid-season. What was it like to be locked in for that amount of time?
It was fun. That was a big turning point in our season. We knew that we still controlled our own destiny as far as the postseason goes. And so just knowing that if we wanted to host a regional, host a super regional, this was going to be a time to make a push. So just to be able to contribute then and push the Dogs back into the postseason and bring a regional and super regional back to us. Obviously didn't end up with the final goal that we were looking for, which would be to be playing here in this game going on tonight. But just to get to contribute to that was really fun.
Charlie, it's very rare to have a player be a finalist for Player of the Year on a national level, playing as many different positions as you did this season, 4 different positions in all. Where are you most comfortable, and where do you see yourself playing at the next level?
That's been a big part of this year. A big change for me has been just the positional versatility. Last year I played about half first base, half right field, but I knew going into this year it was going to be best for the group to be able to move around from third base to center field to the corners and then also to some first base also. I feel really comfortable in all 4 corners, both infield and outfield. I think I feel pretty equal in all those spots. And then as far as wherever I play moving forward, I think it's just going to be a similar situation where it's wherever I can fall into a lineup and wherever my bat plays the best. But I think that's something that I'll continue to develop and grow is my ability to move around the lineup card.
Yeah, plug and play, and you've produced wherever you've been all season long. Congratulations on an incredible season. Charlie Condon, congratulations on being a finalist for this great award as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And McDonald, how do you put Charlie Condon's journey into context?
Well, listen, everybody has a story, but Charlie Condon's story is a little bit different for me. This is a kid now. Think about this. His junior year, senior year in high school, he emailed every coach out there, sending clips, begging for somebody to take him. Nobody even offered him a scholarship. He had a D3 offer to go do that and play a little quarterback too. And then all of a sudden, Scott Strickland, who was the head coach at Georgia at the time, somebody got a hold of Scott Strickland and said, hey, you might want to take a chance on this Condon kid. He's pretty good, but he wasn't good enough to get a uniform. Scott Strickland brought him in. They redshirted him his freshman year, couldn't even get a uniform. So all he did was work out, put on some weight, got a little bit better. And he's gone from a guy that nobody would even give a shot to what could be the first pick in the draft this year. It's a phenomenal story, what he did this year, 37 home runs, hit 28 of them last year as a redshirt freshman. So the numbers are huge for him, and there's a lot of upside. I don't know if he's a third baseman at the big league level just because of his size. You don't see many 6'6" guys play on the dirt over at third base, but probably certainly can go to first base and play. And I tell you what, he can get on the mound, they say, and throw 95. So he could be one of the corner guys in the outfield as well.
Put him anywhere, and he'll produce. And by the way, Georgia has never had a Golden Spikes Award winner. As for another finalist, Oregon State has had one Golden Spikes winner. Adley Rutschman in 2019. Travis Bazzana might very well make two. 28 home runs, the most by a Pac-12 player in a quarter century. He hit .407, a school record 84 runs scored. Bazzana narrowly missed out on the Pac-12 Triple Crown, leading the conference in homers, finishing second in batting and RBIs. 7 leadoff home runs were tied for the most in Division I this season. Oregon State star Travis Bazzana joins us now. Travis, what is the significance of being a Golden Spikes Award finalist to you?
It's extremely special. I think the top of college baseball had a lot of incredible players this year, and to be with Charlie and Hagan, kind of sitting here waiting to see who wins this award is extremely special to me, and they're going to play the game a long time, and it's really exciting.
Travis, you've been very vocal about growing the game of baseball in your native Australia. What does it mean to you to know that there are kids at home watching your progress and wanting to be the next Travis Bazzana?
It means everything. I think as time's gone on and this journey in the U.S., I've really come to realize that that's why I want to be great in the game of baseball now, is to make an impact on people back home and hopefully change the game for the better in Australia. And yeah, I've had some incredible support from everyone in Australia, and there's a lot of people just pulling for me and striving to be good college baseball players and hopefully major leaguers in the future. And I never really knew that I'd be able to make that impact, but it's been so special, and I'm excited to continue it.
Yeah, to say the very least. And I don't know how it is in Australia, Travis, but we love comparisons here in the United States. Is there a player that you model your game after?
I wouldn't say I model my game after anyone, but I'd love to carry myself and have a similar offensive profile to someone like Mookie Betts. He now plays middle infield, so it's a little closer to a correct call before when he was an outfielder. But I think Mookie does everything well on and off the field, and he's a great athlete. So I'd probably say Mookie, but yeah, I think I take a little bit from everyone.
That's a pretty good way to put it. And I believe the right context is to say, have a fair go, mate. Travis Bazzana, incredible season, and congratulations on what you've done here in an Oregon State uniform.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And speaking of great stories, former cricket star, now one of the best players in college baseball.
From Sydney, Australia, how about that? He's opened the doors for others to come over and do that, because when you see a guy like that have success that he's had, and I tell you what, it's an elite defender, big-time bat, you know, from the left side. Plenty of pop, 28 home runs on the year. You look at what he's done on the year, talk about the on-base percentage, the OPS. Like, he was a superstar last year, and he's a guy that you're going to hear his name called very early in the draft in just a couple of weeks. But he's a big leaguer all day long, just like Charlie Condon is. Travis Bazzana has had an outstanding year. And only one of two players in all of D1 baseball with at least 25 homers and at least 15 stolen bases. So it's a rare combination of both power and speed.
.911 slugging percentage on the season, and we've talked about two sluggers. How about we add an ace to the mix here in this conversation? Hagen Smith set a new D1 record this season for strikeouts per 9 innings, 17.3. He allowed a total of 19 earned runs all season, the fourth best ERA in baseball. Second most strikeouts, led Division I in opponent batting average as well. He struck out 10 or more in 11 of his 16 starts this season, including a career-high 17 against Oregon State back in February. Hagen Smith joins us now. And Hagen, we just ran through your numbers, which in the SEC are even that much more impressive. How were you able to have the success that you had in 2024?
Yeah, I think just a collective group of the coaching staff and the players around me. The coaches, Coach Hobbs and I worked really hard together, and then the players kind of uplift us as a pitching staff. And even on the field as the hitters, we always try to bring our A game to practice, and I think that kind of elevates everybody's game a little bit.
Hagen, your slider was near untouchable this season. Let's have a pitching conversation here. How do you explain the evolution of that pitch?
Yeah, so it's actually a really weird story. So the way I got that grip for that slider was actually in here in Omaha in 22. So right before my start in Omaha, I kind of tweaked my slider grip a little bit, and so that's what it is now.
You tweaked it. Tell me more about that. How were you throwing it, and how are you throwing it now?
Yeah, so my freshman year, just kind of trying to find a grip for my slider, and then I was actually warming up before my bullpen before the start, and I kind of moved my fingers up on the ball a little bit, and that's how it is now.
Moved the fingers up on the ball, and the numbers have skyrocketed. And Hagen, no pitcher put up the strikeout numbers you did this season. What mentality do you have in terms of putting hitters away?
Yeah, so we talk about this a lot as a staff. You can't strike somebody out before you get to 0-2. So try to get to 0-2 as fast as you can as pitching staff, and that ultimately leads to more strikeouts.
Well, it's led to more strikeouts, and it led to an incredible season here in 2024. Congratulations on being a Golden Spikes Award finalist, and the very best to you, Hagen Smith.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And I'd say, what do you like? But I guess what's not to like about Hagen Smith, a phenomenal left-hander.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you do something that's never been done before, over 17 strikeouts per inning, that's never happened before. We had two guys do that. Chase Burns did it as well over Wake Forest, but not quite as high as what Hagen Smith did it. Yeah, I mean, look, fourth in ERA in the entire country, second in strikeouts. You talk about that slider of his. Look, it's 56% swing and miss on that slider. To give you an idea, Josh Hader's got the best slider to MLB level. His swing and miss is about 53%. That's how dominant that pitch is. It's crazy how he landed up on just by moving his fingers up on the seams a little bit more than what he did. But he's a big-time guy. I got a crazy stat on him. His first inning and his last inning of the year, he gave up 9 earned runs in those 2 innings. The 82 innings in between, a total of 10 earned runs. That's how dominant he was this year. Big-time performer again, another guy that's going to be very early, could be the first, probably going to be the first pitcher off the board in the draft coming up here in July. And
trying to become the third Arkansas Razorback to win the Golden Spikes Award. As we continue to count you down to the award presentation and Game 1 of the College World Series, Ryan Prager, 2.88 ERA this season in 18 starts. Actually pitched against Tennessee in the SEC tournament, allowed 1 earned run and 3 hits. The 1 versus 3 matchup we've been looking forward to for a good portion of the season. Texas A&M and Tennessee coming your way in just under 30 minutes. And again, a look at your finalists awaiting their name to be called: Charlie Condon, Travis Bazzana, Hagen Smith, and we will award the winner right after this. Texas A&M, Tennessee coming your way. Game 1 of the College World Series, bottom of the hour. Ben, what are we going to see out of Caden Kent?
Well, you see what he's doing, 455 batting average in the NCAA tournament. When Braden Montgomery went down, Jim Schlossnagle had to kind of go to his bench, and he plugged in Caden Kent into that lineup. And I tell you what, he has been a huge part of why Texas A&M is in this championship series. He has performed well from a guy that didn't get a whole lot of reps early in the year.
Son of Jeff Kent, former Major League MVP. Of course, earlier today in Omaha, there you go, Charlie Condon, Travis Bazzana, Hagen Smith, our 3 finalists for the Golden Spikes Award. Celebrities in Omaha as they await the winner of the Golden Spikes Trophy here. Kevin Connors, Ben McDonald, and we are joined now by the General Manager of Collegiate and Professional National Teams for USA Baseball, Eric Campbell, here with us. Eric, how do you put this group of finalists into context?
It's a great group, you know, and there's another group of guys that just, you know, got a lot of votes that just missed out. But certainly Charlie and Hagan were teammates on the collegiate national team last summer. Travis wasn't, obviously he's Australian, but it's a great group. If you look at last year's group, Skeens is already in the big leagues. Dylan Cruz has just been moved up to AAA. And Jack Caglione, obviously, was a finalist last year and a star of regionals, super regionals, and Omaha while Florida was there. I think this group's just as strong.
We'll touch on Jack in a minute here. 2 of the 3 finalists from the SEC, the 2 teams playing for the College World Series from the SEC. How has the SEC impacted college baseball?
Well, it's a power conference, and you know, year in, year out, it's great baseball. It's been that way for years and years and years. When Ben played and when he won the award in '89, it was the same way. So it's great. The game is changing, and they're changing with it, and they're remaining the top league in the country.
You mentioned Jack Caglione, a finalist last year. He had a dynamite season again this year, not a finalist this year. How rare is it for a player to come back and produce as he did and not get back into that circle?
It's rare. You know, it's a hard one. We kick it around in the office. The great commentators, ESPN, have kicked it around on air, and something we're gonna. You know, we have 3 finalists, and Jack wasn't one of them. That hurts on a personal level. But you know, makes him no less of a great player that represents college baseball.
I want to quickly get this in. I know that there's a new facility in Cary, North Carolina. A lot of excitement around USA baseball.
There is. We just the Fun at Bat program just had its 5 millionth participant this year. We still serve over 12,000 athletes a year in some capacity in the game of baseball. But opening our new 40,000 square foot complex in Cary, North Carolina is just a great addition to what we opened in 2007. And now the athletes, Ben, the next time you're in, you got to come see it.
I want to come see it.
And it's tremendous. So we're going to be able to train athletes even at a higher level.
Fantastic stuff. Eric Campbell, USA Baseball, thanks so much for being with us here on the program.
Thank you.
And, of course, it is now time. We've got the trophy here in studio, given every year since 1978 to the top amateur in baseball, the top individual prize in the game. We've got our 3 finalists in Omaha, and the wait is over. Without further ado, the winner of the 2024 Golden Spikes Award is University of Georgia redshirt sophomore Charlie Condon. Ben, what a moment. What's your reaction to the 2024 winner?
I think everybody got it right. I mean, when you do something that's never been done before, in this B.B. Corbett era, Charlie Condon goes out and hits 37 home runs. The 5th most home runs, that total of 5th most home runs in the history of college baseball. Led the nation in OPS, led the nation in slugging, led the nation in WAR, hit a home run every 6.2 at-bats. That's just an amazing number to me. From a kid that's only got 2 years of college experience. His growth from last year to what it was this year screams big leaguer all day long. I think Bazana had a wonderful year. Hagen Smith had a credible year too. But I think clearly Charlie Condon was the best one out there. The numbers he put up, you can't deny them.
Eric, as is the case every year, you can't go wrong with any of the finalists here, but it seems like Charlie was the choice.
Yeah, it's a great reason why you play baseball, why you play summer baseball, why you keep playing, why you keep making adjustments. Charlie's just a great example of everything that's great about the college game right now.
And it is so great to have Charlie joining us now from Omaha, Nebraska. Charlie, you're the Golden Spikes Award winner. What does it mean to you?
It means everything. I mean, you know, just to get to be a part of this organization and USA Baseball, you know, just the weekend that they've put together for us here and getting to spend time with Hagen and Travis has been so much fun. There's been so much good competitive college baseball, you know, around the season this year, and to be named with this award it's amazing.
Charlie, that young man who couldn't crack the lineup in 2022, what would he have said if we could have told him 2 years later he'd win the Golden Spikes Award?
He definitely wouldn't have believed you. You know, it's something that I worked really hard for, obviously, and that is far from credit to just myself. It's about the program and people who trusted my process. It's one thing to be able to buy into your own process, but to have a group of people that were willing to go in on it with you, and just the people that lifted me up throughout that year, and then moving into a starting role last year, and then into what went down this year. It's an individual award, but it's far from an individual effort, and so just to be able to have that support staff and have this award represent more than just me, just the process that everybody helped me with.
Charlie, I absolutely love your story. What would you say to all the kids out there that aren't big-time prospects out there, the ones that aren't getting a lot of love from D1 baseball or a lot of the big scouts that are out there, about choosing and just staying on path and continuing to do the things that you think are the right thing to do, and then ultimately working your way into where you are today?
Yeah, the biggest thing I learned throughout this whole journey was the ability to trust your own timeline and know that everyone's is different. You're going to have friends and buddies that are making strides towards their goals quicker or faster than you are, but just knowing that any work that you're putting in at any point in your career does not go to waste. It's all for good purpose, and just knowing that. Just trusting in your own process, and knowing that people have different timelines, and knowing that yours is going to work out. Just keeping your head down and knowing that your work is going to be productive.
37 home runs this season, 5th most in Division I history. Charlie Condon, the Golden Spikes Award winner in 2024. Congratulations. Thanks so much for the time, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
I was almost expecting a Go Dogs to be thrown in there, but nevertheless, we're about 15 minutes away from first pitch in Omaha. Blake Burke and that loaded Tennessee lineup set to take on that dynamic pitching staff of Texas A&M, and we're coming right back. Boy, imagine Texas A&M getting to this game and doing it without Braden Montgomery, a broken ankle in the Super Regionals. Ben McDonald, what's been behind this Aggies run?
For me, Jim Schlossnagle, head coach, has done an outstanding job. But if you look at Max Winter, the new pitching coach for the Texas A&M Aggies, I mean, their ERA overall is 2 runs per game better this year than what it was last year. They lose Cedillo, their number 2 starter, and yet somehow the pitching staff has even gotten better from what it was. And it's been a good pitching staff all year long, 3rd best in the country, but it's grabbed a totally different year here in the College World Series. They have allowed only 3 total runs as A&M in 3 games. So that's the strength of their team right now. They've only hit 1 home run, and they can hit home runs, but they haven't needed to hit a whole lot of home runs because the pitching staff has been so good.
It's been almost untouchable. So what's the challenge that staff is going to face with this Tennessee lineup?
You're talking about the most explosive lineup in all of college baseball. You're talking about a team. I mean, think about this. Tennessee had 6 players in program history to hit 20 or more home runs in the season. They've got 5 alone that's done it this year. 177 home runs on the year is what Tennessee has. That's by far the most in the country. And it's not all about the home runs. I mean, they can bang it at the plate, too. They 311 batting average as a team. Christian Moore leads it off, and it is a gauntlet to go through. And so it's an explosive offense that Tennessee has. It's an offense that's averaging 10 runs per game in the NCAA tournament. That's how good they've been. So can good pitching beat good hitting? We're about to find out.
It's in many ways the dream matchup, right?
Absolutely. Best 2 teams in college baseball for me. The number 1 overall national seed and the number 3 overall national seed are playing in the finals.
It's already been an incredible week plus in Omaha, and it's about to get better. The College World Series, Game 1 coming your way. Chris Burke, Kyle Peterson, Carl Ravitch, take it away.